sequence or really anything that involves like really fast paced motion has a ton of slow motion that accents like the hit points or whatever, which I love the slow motion thing. I think more films need to utilize it when it comes to like just big screen
people I think
blockbusters.
have turned away from it because they think that it's really cheesy, and yes it is, but yes it's incredible.
Yeah,
it's
I love
incredible.
it. I don't care. Like I love anytime someone gets smacked in slow motion. It just there's such an emphasis with it. I love it. So and this is full of it. It's nonstop really. Every action sequence has it in some way, shape, or form.
Where the camera is flying over the water towards Beam, who's about to get into a fight with a lion. And he's like holding the net together with pure strength, like half naked, holding the two ropes as the lion is like scratching his chest. Oh my God.
Yeah,
like those moments, again, it's not the best CG that you've ever seen, or the most, not even best, I would say, but realistic. It's not photo real, but it doesn't matter because the film is so over the top and sending that, the signals to how you should feel about it, that, I totally bought into it. And his big like emotional gesture where he tranquilizes the lion or the tiger and he's like, forgive me, brother, like these characters have so much feeling for everything that it totally just gets you into the filmmaking. And I mean, it takes like 45 minutes for them to drop the title card in this. And man, that moment when they finally do, after the two meet each other, and I love that it's like this silent meeting from afar where they don't know that they're the two guys who are, on opposite sides who are, gonna betray and get into the most insane relationship anyone has ever had. But in this moment they're like, we need to rescue this kid, so they're signaling, one's on top of the bridge and one's below, and this train with oil kind of explodes and leaves this kid trapped beneath the bridge in the water surrounded by fire. And man, when he just like, the one gets on the horse, the other one gets on the motorcycle, they tie the rope on each side to them and they fly off on their steeds and leap from either side. And, one grabs the kid, tosses it to the other one, who then saves the kid. And then they both reach back and like grab each other's forearms for safety and just do like the biggest smile you've ever seen. The title card kicks in, the music
it's like their
kicks
water
in,
and fire comes together or whatever.
Literally, yeah, the music is like an erupting volcano befriending a brewing storm. You have seen, like the best new friendship of all time.
That was one of my favorite parts of the film, was all of the music. Literally every single time there's lyrics in the music. Maybe not coming from characters, but just coming from this like narrative choir, basically. They're just literally telling you what's happening on the screen. and I just loved it because the music is really good, for one, but then you have these lyrics that are just like, they are friends and they will last to the end of time, like just very to
a montage
lyrics.
of them like giving each other piggyback rides and using each other as like weights while working out, and like just eating and having fun.
And the feelings of like expression, I love that it's not just with the violence and the way that he stylizes it, but it turns into like musical numbers where they're just like the suspender sequence is unbelievable. And it's just such pageantry. Like you have the like, I don't know, palace that's behind them and all of the people that are watching at the party, and the choreography is just so precise, and the performers, the way that they're dancing, it just feels like they're throwing their weight around with such force. Like there's not an ounce of laziness that's going into these performances, like specifically the dance performances.
Yeah, the physical performances.
Yeah,
but also the fact that this is like a huge scale political action film that's gory and intense and emotional, and it makes room for a scene where like the two main guys are best friends and get into like a dancing competition and show all the British guys how to dance because they were being mean to them at the party and making them look bad in front of the girls that they like. Like that's the drama of that scene.
Right, and then cut to another musical number where Beam is being like Passion of the Christed in front of everybody, essentially, by Raju, and like he's singing this song while Raju is taking this spiked whip and just absolutely destroying his body with it, and just
flogging him and making him bleed and cry. And I mean, and the evil British woman Cassandra literally is like, your spiked whip is not good enough. Why don't you try my personal one that I have on me right here? And tosses it to him.
Yeah, they're just portrayed like cartoonishly evil. I really love it. I think even the king at that point says something like, calls her evil, but with a smile on his face, as if he's really enjoying it.
Yeah, and I like the duration too, and how like it really does feel like you go through these chapters.
Yeah,
kind of
it
with
accents
these
the time.
characters.
Yeah, it really does, because like you have to believe in this kind of like this revolution that's on the uprise. And you kind of have to,
and also really the relationship between these two guys, right? And how like that actually develops. Like the whole wedding sequence is so helpful for being like, these guys do care about each other and really have each other's back. And, you know, like one's willing to fall to make the other guy look good in front of the girl. And, you know, like and then it turns out that one of Beam's men like poisons Raju with snake venom that only his countrymen know how to cure. And, you know, he, you know, then shows up there and actually does cure him of it, which is then like the reveal that he is like someone who he's the guy that he's looking for, the guy that, you know, he's been hired by the Brits to actually hunt down and prevent this guy from getting back to his sister. And, you know, like you have to totally buy these like very sudden turns, and you totally do, because of the amount of time you spend in each chapter before they happen, like getting to know these guys, getting to know that their friendship. And